Hey everybody, it's Mr. Howard today to talk to you about using the virtual data tool. I know you're so excited, so just listen up and learn. Alright, so first of all, the reason you're watching this video is because you have to watch it as a condition of using this tool. This tool can be broken very easily by inexperienced users or people that don't take the time to learn how to use it the correct way. So you should only have editing access if you have watched this video and you have earned the appropriate credential to be able to do so. That said, once you have access to this tool, you will be shared a document that looks like one of the things that we're seeing below. And you will open that through Google Drive. You'll just go to where it's shared to you and you will open that up and it will take you to a page that looks like this. All right. Before I go any further, I want you to make very clear the yellow box in the upper left-hand corner that says do not make any changes to this page. The front page, the grades tab, is never to be edited directly by you. That is because this relies very much on scripts and formulas that are tied to the other pages on this document. If you come in here and you edit the front page, you will screw this up for everybody else to use. So I'm going to reiterate again before we move on that you are never to make any edits to this front page. The people that are supposed to make changes to this front page know who they are, and it's not you. All right, let's continue. Let's just go over what we see on this tab. Over to the left, you have the student information, last name, first name. Then you have attendance, behavior, IEP, and nurse visit information. This will be edited by administrators, not by you, once again. Over here where it says content and class grades, this is where it is going to show a snapshot of the proficiency data for all students in the school. You will be in charge of adding this information, but again, you will not add it to the front page, and I'll go over how you will add information in just a second. But the idea is that this is a snapshot of all students, and it is pulling data from the tab that you will be editing. So let's talk about how that works. Let's say you're an ELA teacher. Down here at the bottom, you see tabs for everybody's content, right? ELA, math, science, social studies, computer, health, etc., so on and so forth. I'm an ELA teacher and I need to update my grades. So I update my grades every Monday and I need to reflect that on the data tool. So I'm going to come in here and I am going to, well, this is the 8th grade. I've taken this template from the 8th grade tool, so it's got the 8th grade teachers in it here. Your tool will have your name in it, so you just got to come in, and if you have not done so, one of the first things you need to do with your team is to come in and make sure every kid is added to the correct teacher. So it's just a drop down menu. All right, so I want to update grades. Now, grades come from proficiency scales. I know Beth has that information, but if you don't understand proficiency scales, you need to understand that first. You need to make sure that your grades are on a proficiency scale. So based on the standard, where's your student hitting? Now, this grade is going to be the overall class grade, right? So you're going to go through your grades, you're going to figure out where the students are hitting. Or advanced, proficient, near, and far, or below is the language that we use on here. And the colors are coded, and that's because when we look at this as a snapshot, we want to know how our students are doing overall. We can look at them all together and make plans for what we want to do with our group of students. So I have updated for all these students. Now here's just a little tip. Whenever you come in to edit this, you can use this drop down menu and you can sort A to Z. Whoops, I did that for grade. I should have done it for teacher. So I'm going to come in here and sort A to Z, and it will group, like for instance, all of Kathy here and all of Piercy here, and it wouldn't matter however the teachers are set up, it will group them at the top, and you don't have to worry about screwing up the data because it will group these columns are frozen and linked to these columns, so they're gonna sort together. But before I update my grades, I do want to make sure that I go back and I put the sheet the correct way. So I'm going to sort the sheet by A to Z this way. Okay, so now that I got all my students back in here, I got my data updated, I'm going to update grades. And so what this does is it uses a script and it copies this data to the front page. So we're going to update grades. It runs a script up here. And just so you know, the first time you run this, you'll have to authorize it. It's like when you install an application on your phone or on your computer, it asks for permission to move data around. You just have to give it access, click your username, and then click allow. It's super easy. All right, so we updated grades here. Let's go back to the front page, and boom, magically the grades have been updated to this page. Um, and so it's as easy as that, just adding data from the front to the front from your content area tab. Um, if you are somebody that does STAR, you will have ELA and math both use STAR, and so we're going to keep track of STAR as well. All you got to do is make sure you put in your baseline data, put in what your current data is. You will also see that this sheet does the math for you, and it does the proficiency scale coding for you as well. You will update this again the same way. You will hit update grades. What it's going to do is it's going to take the current STAR score and it's going to put it on the front page. So now we have the ELA grade and the ELA STAR score. And as we do this, we can come in here and start updating all of our students' information, right? And so now we are getting a cool little snapshot of how all of our students are doing, and we can use that to group them. I'm going to do math again really quick. Update their grades. We're going to come to the front. Now we're going to see math come up here. There it is. And it's going to work for all of the content areas that way. So as long as you know how to use the tool and you know how to hit that update grades button, you can't really go wrong with this. The next thing we'll talk about is the content proficiencies. This is going to be the way you do your data cycles. So all you have to do, and this is not get pasted to the front page. This is just for you to use as a team to do your data cycle do your data cycle process with. As you work through units, you need to come in and code your pre-test data and your post-test data. And so, of course, you're going to have a bunch of red on one and a bunch of yellow on a bunch of red and yellow on one and a bunch of blue and green on the other. And the idea is all the teachers come in here and they all do this, and then you have a view of how your students are all performing together. And so, as long as you're updating, just do your grades every time you finish a unit. You just go ahead and put in your unit information, do your pre-test and your post-test, and that'll help you do your data cycle information with your fellow team and content area teachers. One last thing that we will want to make sure that you know is that it is not your job to add students. So I know from time to time during the school year, in rare occasions, of course, you will have students move in and you'll have them new to your class. You do not ever add those students. That's because when you start adding that student information in, if you don't add it in the right way, you have different rosters on every different tab. And so when people start updating grades, they start copying to different pages in different ways. And so I want to make sure that the people who are in charge of adding new students are the only ones doing that. So if you ever feel like a student is missing, or there's someone on there that doesn't belong, or you have a new student coming in, you want to make sure that their data is up to date, you need to ask one of those people who are in charge, and they will let you know who they are. All right, so that's the basics of using the virtual data tool. If there are any further questions, you can let me know, and I will do my best to help you. Also, Ryan Krinkowski, Jeremiah Hoskins, and Russ Piercy are also in charge of making sure the administration of this tool works for different grade levels, and just a person within your building that you can also contact if you have further questions as well. Good luck with it, and let's use data to help our students achieve.